supervised the secret trip from Washington to Casablanca for the conference with Churchill. As McCrea writes, I had the honor and pleasure of coming to know him on a personal basis. The topics of their conversations ranged widely. There was a lot about the Navy, of course, a subject always near to the president's heart, but there were many other topics as well. Once at Hyde Park, the president asked McCrea if he knew much about the history of the Hudson Valley. When McCrea professed ignorance, FDR proceeded to fill him in. As McCrea puts it in the memoir, he would start off, "Well, I've been thinking about so-and-so," and he would talk. In addition to Roosevelt, McCrea's memoir also offers intimate glimpses into the lives and personalities of many of the principal players in those heady and perilous days. He had a close relationship with FDR's gatekeeper, Edwin Pa Watson, a major general in the Army Reserve who acted as FDR's appointments secretary. He dealt with Navy Secretary Frank Knox, Secretary of State Cordell Hull, former Vice President John Nance Garner, and, of course, with the Chief of Naval Operations, the stern and forbidding Admiral Ernest J. King. McCrea's portrait of King does little to diminish the Admiral's reputation as cold, judgmental, and quick-tempered. King once counseled McCrea that while he had the makings of a good officer, he had one outstanding weakness. When McCrea asked him what it was, King told him, "You're not a son of a bitch." A good naval officer, King insisted, has to be a son of a bitch. Nevertheless, McCrea got on well with King, whom he admired for his professional efficiency, and on more than one occasion, he was even able to elicit a gentle chuckle from the famously humorless Navy chief. But it is always FDR who shines brightest in this memoir. There was the president's great love of the Navy, which he liked to call my Navy, his suspicion of the State Department, which he considered leaky, and his bantering relationship with the press. The president could be blunt if necessary, even to Churchill, but he always managed to lighten the mood afterward with a kind word or a story, often throwing his head back and laughing aloud. Indeed, laughter seems to have been one of FDR's principal weapons, deployed frequently and deliberately to fend off inquiries as well to lighten the mood. During the conference at Casablanca, Roosevelt tasked McCrea to deliver an invitation for dinner to the Sultan of Morocco, and McCrea paints a vivid word portrait of his reception by the Sultan. No Hollywood director could have put on a more dazzling spectacle, he writes. At the dinner, where the Sultan presented a gold dagger for the president and a gold tiara for Mrs. Roosevelt, Churchill was visibly upset that in deference to the Sultan, no alcohol was served. McCrea left his job as the president's naval aide in January of 1943 to take command of the new construction battleship USS Iowa. His relationship with the president was not at an end, however. Very likely at Roosevelt's suggestion, King selected the Iowa to carry the president and his staff to Algeria, the first stop on the trip to the Cairo and Tehran conferences. The voyage across the Atlantic included a then secret but subsequently notorious accident in which a U.S. Navy destroyer inadvertently fired a live torpedo at the Iowa while the president was on board. In his description of this and other events, McCrea shows why he was successful in his job. His prose is direct, clear, and uncluttered, with just the right amount of illuminating detail. Judy Toby has done a tremendous service to students of the Second World War and of the Roosevelt administration by carefully editing and bringing to publication this elegant yet unpretentious account of the war service of Vice Admiral John McCrea. Preface. The story of how this book came to be is a saga of over 40 years. When Vice Admiral John McCrea became my stepfather in 1965, he was 73, retired from the Navy, and engaged in a second career at John Hancock Mutual Life Insurance Company in Boston, Massachusetts. I quickly learned